Hi guys, welcome back to another Liverpool video. A few things to talk about today. Obviously we had that crazy transfer day where we were thinking all summer, is it going to happen? Are we going to get anyone at all? THIAGO obviously heavily linked. Finally a deal was agreed with Bayern Munich, and yeah, he was on his way. He came across, I think it was the Friday, felt like transfer deadline day because obviously Bale was going to Spurs as well. But yeah, THIAGO come in to be a Liverpool player, number 6, and yeah, I mean, fantastic addition to an already really star-studded team. I always said that the midfield was probably the least position that we needed to fill, but having seen Fabinho play since at centre-back and be brilliant with Gomez and Matip, again, showing their injury worries and always out, always unavailable. So yeah, you know, you've got then Henderson that can play in that holding midfield role, and yeah, I mean, THIAGO can play in there as well and offer something slightly different, or you know, just to the right potentially of the CDM. So yeah, it was great to see. And then that day got even better. THIAGO came in, and then Diogo Jota from Wolves went from linked to transfer accepted to deal done within 24 hours, and he 45 million rounded off a fantastic couple of days for a transfer. Obviously, he's not really featured in the Prem yet. He came on against Lincoln in the cup. Obviously, not really, can't really count that as a debut. I'm sure he'll feature at some point. But yeah, you know, Diogo Jota, he's not world class like THIAGO, but he's a top class player. He can play anywhere across that front three. He's in the same high press style, if you like, that Klopp and Liverpool's coaching and scouting team like to play in that kind of mould. So I think he's going to be a good player. You know, he's better than Origi through the middle, and he offers us a bit more pace than maybe Minamino and Shaqiri on the wides. With Minamino and the likes of Chamberlain have been used on the wings when fit, tend to prefer playing more central. So Jota gives us an option, left wing, right wing, or through the middle. So I'm all for it. And having seen Manchester City's bench and even first 11 in their first couple of the games, I think we already had 18 more points than them last season, and we've now arguably strengthened more than they have. So we've improved and pulled away further. I know they've got Ake and Torres, and I think Ruben Dias is about to join from Benfica. So a little bit stronger in defence, I would say. Obviously, Laporte and Diaz would most likely be the first choice. I think that takes Pep's spending on defenders up to about 400 million, which is quite incredible. Still don't think it's as solid as ours, especially if you put Fabinho in there after the way he played against Chelsea, Timo Werner in his pocket. But yeah, I'm really, really pleased with our transfer business. I didn't think it would happen. It looks like Klopp's had a bit of a moan and said, come on, chaps. I know we had the best team last season, but you need to continuously evolve, and just add in one or two every summer rather than a big rebuild is so much easier. If you just stand still, suddenly look at Barcelona. They had the same team for 10 years. Suddenly they need an overhaul, and it's going to take another 3 or 4 years to get back up there, as is Chelsea. Obviously, I know they had the transfer ban, but it looks like they've needed to start again and bring in all these players at once. And as you can see, when we played Chelsea, it didn't really work, did it? I mean, they're all brand new. I know you've still got Kepa that really was at fault for at least one of the goals, but since they've played West Brom, and Thiago Silva looks a shadow of his former self. I mean, Werner's yet to score. Havertz scored a hat-trick in the Cup against Barnsley, but he's not really done much in the Premier League as yet. So obviously they're top quality players, and they will come and show what they're all about. But it's that initial boost, isn't it? And it takes a few games and months to kind of sync that together. Whereas when you're the likes of Liverpool, you've got that squad, you've got that core of players that have played together for 3, 4, 5 years and been successful and on that road together. And adding one or two, especially the likes of THIAGO that have been there and done it and won 7 back-to-back German titles, coming off the back of a treble-winning season, winning the Champions League. Adding that to that team already, for me, back-to-back titles incoming. I've said it. I'm not sure if I'm the first to say it, but looking at Man City's bench today against Leicester, there's nothing there. Even when they are completely at full strength, they've lost David Silva, Foden's coming through, top player. They've lost Sane. I know they didn't have him last year, but he's a loss as well. yeah, I just look at their team and I'm not really afraid. Fernandinho is getting old. Aguero's again injured for ages. Jesus has got a knock, and when Jesus plays, all right, he might get the odd, the third goal in a 3-1 win, but is he gonna lead you to a title? I'm not sure. I mean, Raheem Sterling and De Bruyne are clearly their best players. But can they rely on them all season? They've got to stay fit. De Bruyne's had his problems, but yeah, I mean, I would fancy us to, over a 38 game season, maybe not 99 points, but to win the league again. And I wouldn't say as comfortably as last year, but I think, a 10 point gap is more than doable, if not slightly more. I sound pretty confident. I know the Leeds game was a bit dodgy, but, a lack of pre-season wasn't ideal, and in the internationals and all of that in between the Community Shield game and that Leeds match weren't great preparation, but a great performance away to Chelsea. Obviously, Mane getting us ahead, basically from the red card, wasn't it? Just at the end of the first half, a good ball through from Jordan Henderson. Mane ran onto it. Christensen pretty much rugby tackled him down. Initially, yellow card, but VAR overrided for a red, which was the right decision. And yeah, second half we turned the screw. Salah to Firmino out wide. Firmino crossed it in for Mane. One of his signature headers across the goalkeeper into the corner. And then, yeah, he made it two for Liverpool and for him. He he gave the ball away. You could see in his face he was really frustrated, and he went on the press, charged down the defence, charged down the goalkeeper. Kepa kicks it straight at him, and he puts it in an empty net pretty much for a pretty easy 2-0 win at Chelsea. I don't get how they come. If they got 10 men, great. Let's get in, let's get out, let's get 3 points. Not an easy place to go at all. But yeah, I mean, we've won there now at least the last 2 seasons, maybe even the third. I can't quite remember about that far, but it's been happy hunting ground league-wise for us at least. So that was really, really good. Obviously, 6 points out of 6 in the league. We're moving onto that cup game. We played Lincoln in midweek, and we were thinking, is it going to be completely the youth team? Is it going to be the kind of fringe, the subs, the reserves, with a few players in there that need minutes, which it ended up being. Basically because the EFL Trophy is also on, and our under-21s are playing in that, although they did get spanked by Wigan. So yeah, it was the fringe. It was, Adrian, Williams, Smikas, 1 or 2 players I wasn't too sure. I hadn't heard of Reece Williams, for example, at centre back. He looked all right. He's obviously raw, but playing alongside Van Dijk is a little bit, into the deep end. But I thought he played quite well. Adrian didn't cover himself in glory, letting that goal from the corner. He doesn't really control his box, and rumours Alisson might not be in the game for tomorrow against Arsenal, which, God, I hope he is, because it's just becoming... Every time Alisson comes out, he gets a knock once a season. He's out for a 4 to 6 game period, and Adrian comes in. He did a job at the start of the season last year. We got a lot of wins, but ultimately he cost us the Champions League, didn't he? So the quicker Alisson's in, the better. Hopefully that's nothing serious. And THIAGO has also been muted as a doubt, but it would be nice to see him play some part. He did come on in that second half against Chelsea, and he did play. I know he gave the penalty away, which was clumsy, but yeah, overall I think he played really well. He got the most passes in one half since 2003, like 75 complete passes, which was more than any Chelsea player in the whole 90 minutes, which kind of shows you what Klopp's trying to do. They're trying to evolve. They're trying to, we've always relied on creativity from Robertson and Trent, and when that doesn't happen, or teams shut it out, or one of those two are missing, there's a lack of creativity. And to have creativity from the central midfield role, especially the deep line playmaker role, completely evolves us as a team and gives us another option and keeps us unpredictable. So no matter what challenge we might come across, if something's not working, if someone sets up to stop crosses, then we've got options, and we can try whichever way really works. So I'm really excited by that. But obviously, getting back to that Lincoln game, 7-2 win. The 2 goals conceded weren't ideal, but not bad. We're getting 7. Curtis Jones scoring, at least 1 good goal. The other one was a bit of a deflection. Minamino scored a good goal. Shaqiri scored a good free kick. Grujic got one. First goal since back 2017. He's been out on loan for about 3 years, so that was good to see. Origi got one at the end as well, but pretty routine. And weirdly enough, we've got Arsenal in the next round again, who we played last year. Drew 5-5 and beat them on pens. and then yeah, so we're playing them twice in about 4 days. So I would think again tomorrow in terms of the team, it's going to hopefully be Alisson. I'm not sure if Gomez is back, so it'll be Van Dijk and Fabinho or Gomez, depending. The usual fullbacks, Trent and Robbo. Henderson's not ready, so hopefully THIAGO or Fabinho in the holding midfield, depending on fitness of Gomez and THIAGO. Wijnaldum and probably Keita in midfield. I'd like to see Curtis Jones at least feature. Potentially Milner may come in as well. And up front, the usual front three, Mane, Salah and Firmino. So I would expect a similar team to the Lincoln team on Thursday against Arsenal. But yeah, I mean, obviously there's still a few weeks left of the transfer window. I think maybe just a week and a half, something like that. So I don't expect many more incomings. I think there will be one or two outgoings, likes of Brewster, Harry Wilson, Gruitch, potentially Origi, could all be on their way out. I think Karius has been linked out with Union Berlin as well. So I think we'll move a few players on. So yeah, I'll keep an updates on that. Obviously, the closer we get to the deadline, I'll do another video on the final ins and outs and my thoughts on those. But obviously make sure you like this video, subscribe if you can, and hit that notification bell as well. Keep you up to date with whenever I do post a video. That would be great. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the actual prediction for the Arsenal game, other than just the team, yeah, it would be nice to get one over on Arsenal. They've beat us the last 2 times, obviously in the league. We'd already won it, and Community Shield. So yeah, they've had the better of it lately. But in terms of now, this is what matters. Back-to-back titles is the number one target, and I think we need to get back on form and just remind everybody that yeah, actually we're here to win it again now. Arsenal got some good players, but they're much improved under Arteta. But if we're at our best, they're not going to be able to live with us, are they? They're no better than Chelsea, and we were dominating them with 11. So no one really scares me. I think we're a better team than City again this year. Chelsea, Arsenal, United, Tottenham are all going to be inconsistent. So yeah, I'm really excited for tomorrow's game. I think potentially a slender 1-0 win, potentially 2-1, just depending on how kind of cavalier both teams are, or if there's an early goal, etc. So yeah, really positive for that. But other than that, yeah, obviously we'll do a new video based on the next couple of results, maybe after 2 Arsenal games, and we'll then know a little bit more about the final transfers, incoming and outgoing. So yeah, catch up with you soon. Just a short one today, and we'll speak soon. Take care. You never walk alone.